welcome once again to the Jude the Lesbians channel. I want to thank you for joining me, and I also want to thank some of the viewers that have been watching. Like I mentioned to you in the previous webisode, we went out as far as Morocco and India, and just recently I learned that we're also getting hits from Europe. I've got people in Germany. I've also got a lot of people in the United States. I've got New Orleans, Texas, Massachusetts, Virginia, California, of course, Florida, Georgia. It's just been outstanding, the number of hits that I've been getting and the emails. I just want to say thank you, of course, for supporting the show, for coming by and to actually know that there's an audience out there that's paying attention to some of the stuff that I've got to put out. It's a great feeling. But let's not forget that I'm here also because I want to give you guys something to watch. I want you guys to give me some ideas and kind of share with me what your thoughts are on the show. Obviously, not everyone is going to enjoy the show, and that's okay. Just if you like it, great. Hit that little button that's obviously, I think it's right here, maybe. Just hit like. If you don't like it, then just hit dislike. But either way, it's okay. You win some, you lose some. I'm okay, with it. Regardless, everybody's got, they've got a right to their own opinion. But for the most part, I hope I'm making fans out of all of you, and I hope that you keep coming back. And for those of you joining us for the first time, thank you, and I hope that you'll catch some of the previous. And so don't be shy. Send out your, emails to me. Give me some ideas. Anything that I can do to keep the audience, tuned in and interested. I certainly would like to hear from you out there, because really, the perspective of the show is not just, the whole concept of Jude the lesbian, but also to share the concept from just another human being that's just like you, with trials and tribulations. We talk about relationships, we talk about things that happen in life, we talk about community events and things that we can do to improve the world, because my philosophy really is in joining together and coming together and making a difference. I think that there's a certain calling that we all have, and if you listen to your voice, you can find it in each of your days. I don't think we're just destined to do one thing for the rest of our lives. I think that we're destined to do something great each and every single day. And I would like to share with you a story that really touches my heart. But yesterday, after a long day at work, I stopped at my favorite location, racetrack. Some of you who are in other parts of the world, the racetrack is kind of like a little convenience store. And went to get some milk, and I'm in line, and the line is, pretty long, and I don't know what happened. I was on the phone, and I think I had my back turned, so I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. But as I turned, still in line, I noticed that there was a woman on the floor, and she was having a seizure. I mean, a full-blown seizure. And I had a friend years and years ago who suffered from seizures, but she was an epileptic, and she suffered from epilepsy. And so it's a very scary thing to watch if you've never seen one in real life. But this poor lady was, she was probably in her, I want to say she was about 30 years old, young lady, and she was having a seizure. And the clerk at the store was pregnant, so she was already to here. And then the two other gentlemen that were working in the store that last night, they were manning the registers, of course, and taking care of customers. Well, what was most disturbing to me, and it just really, I don't understand it. I'd love to get some feedback on this because it really disturbed me. This lady's having a seizure. I'm in the line, everybody's in a rush, getting gas, getting milk, trying to get home to the family, long days of work, or some people are getting ready to go into maybe their second shift or go into work. But I can understand not having too much time to get sidetracked from something that, doesn't pertain to them. But when you see someone in distress, the first thing that came to my mind that really was confusing to me is that as I'm seeing this woman on the floor, having this seizure, and this poor, woman that looks like she's about 8 months pregnant that works there, trying her best to bend down and help her. I'm standing there, and the first thing out of my mouth was, what's going on? Did she fall? Because I would think that people would have reacted by then. And you know what? They didn't. Nobody really did anything. They just watched her. And I mean, there must have been about 10 or 12 people in line, and I'm right smack in the middle, and she's not even 2 feet from me on the ground having the seizure. And my heart broke. My heart just broke. And I put my milk, I mean, I don't even know where I put the milk. I just know that I dropped what I had in my hand, and I got close up to her. And by the time I reached her and I was able to grab her neck and to make sure, that her tongue was not falling back in. So I just got on my knees and I got down to this woman. And when she came to, she was completely, of course, because some people don't remember the seizure. She said, "What happened? Did I have a seizure?" And I said, "Yeah." And she started to cry because there was this long line of people. And I kept telling her, I said, "Just look at me. Just look at me." Because I could tell that she was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for her because nobody got out of line, guys. Nobody. And it just really touched my heart to look at this poor woman's face. And I could tell that she'd been through a lot. I'm 41 and I've been blessed. I'm going to be 42 in another week, February 5th. Okay. And this woman looked like, I mean, I know she told me she was born in 1978, so that would make her about 32, 33 years old. And it really just broke my heart to know that these people were in line and they were more concerned with their milk and their gas and their beer and, God forbid, their lottery tickets. What's happening today, people? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we really taking the time to help someone? Are we taking the time to lift someone's spirits when they're down? When we see people that are in distress, what do we do? What do you do? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I can speak for me. And I knelt down, okay, and I said to her, I said, "Don't worry about these other people. Don't worry about it." Because I could tell immediately that she became self-conscious. And I just looked at her and I said, "What's your name?" And she said, "Karla, Karla with a K. Karla with a K." And I said, "Hey, Karla, how are you? You okay? You feeling better?" She started shaking, and the, clerk went and got her some water. And as I held her there, trying to keep her in place because you're not really supposed to move someone that's had a seizure, people were still going through that line, guys. They were going around us. I'm in the middle with this poor woman, and people are walking in line, getting what they have to get, maybe asking in passing what happened. But that's it. Nobody stopped to help me with her. Nobody got out of that line because, God forbid, that they lose their place in it. That really, I don't understand that, and I want to really bad. I want to understand that there's a reason why they couldn't afford 5 minutes of their lives to help somebody, or to at least find out what they can do to contribute to this woman's life, even if for a minute. So Karla with a K, she's got 2 little girls at home. She was buying a calling card so she can call home. She was from New Jersey, born in Puerto Rico, and she was raised, I think she said that she was born in Arecibo and Santurce in Puerto Rico. And I engaged her, and she's still very self-conscious, and tears are running down her eyes. And I said, "Don't worry about that. Don't worry about them." And you know what I said? I said, "They're nobody. They're nobody. Right now, this is about you. What's going on? Do you have epilepsy? There's something going on. Are you taking medication?" My first thought was that maybe she, maybe she was doing drugs. My thought was maybe she didn't take her meds or overdosed on meds. I had a million and one things going through my head about what could have happened to her, but I still asked, and I still took the moment to talk to her, and she began to cry. She began to cry, and I just said to her, all I did, I was a friend to her, a complete stranger, and she kept saying, "I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed." I said, "Don't be. They're nobody." So I helped her up, and then me, of course, the lady that worked there, between her and I, we moved her to another corner, and I talked to Karla with a K, and I said, "Karla with a K, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay." And I said, "Do you have any friends?" And she said, "No, I have no friends." And she started crying because she just moved here well, she'd been here for several years, but, she's got a husband that she lived with, of course, who was sleeping from working night shift, and 2 little girls at home. She was very concerned about them and what they would do and the people that were looking and how ridiculous she must have looked at having. And I said, Karla, it doesn't matter. Right now, I just want to know about you, because I took the time to ask her, and I really wanted to know so that I could help this woman. And I asked her, I said, what's your faith? And she said, God has abandoned me. Jesus has forsaken me, basically. And it broke my heart once again. You know, here I am, Jude the lesbian. I'm quite sure there's going to be a lot of hate mail probably from people eventually that, you know, get wind of my videos. And they're going to tell me I'm going to hell. But guess what? I have a relationship with God. And it's nobody's business what that relationship between He and I is. There are a lot of things I have to fix in my life. But that's, again, between me and Him. So when I asked this woman if she had a religion, and she told me that God or Jesus had forsaken her, that she had no friends, that He even abandoned her, I knew in my heart that the moment, you know, she said that she really felt, I mean, I could just feel the loneliness in this woman's eyes, and as she was shaking. And all this was taking place while we're waiting, of course, for the paramedics to come. And before they came, I said a short prayer with her. I grabbed her hand and I said, close your eyes. And then I said to her, and I prayed to God, I said, God, right now at this moment, I don't know what this woman is going through, but I ask you, through me, to please help her so that she can find the friendship with you, so that she can realize that you are her friend. Because in this world, nobody can do anything for you, okay? Nobody can save you. You know, we have loved ones, we have friends. There are nights when I've gone out and gotten drunk, and, you know, we think that those nights when we do that is a relief. And maybe sometimes it is to a certain degree. But the reality is that we are nobody. And, I mean, we're nobody without God. And we are nobody can, I'm nobody to have helped this woman any more than she could have helped me, any more than you can help somebody, any more than you can help me, any more than I can help you. But God can. Through this webcam, through your life, through your simple communication, through stepping away from your life for a moment and closing your eyes or looking at the skies, or however it is that you seek communication with Him. It's called prayer. So you do that. And through, you know, through me, I hope that this woman saw a little bit of friendship. And I said to her, I'm your friend. And she just started to cry again. And I know that, you know, whatever was going on with her, a lot of it probably was, you know, I think she had some mental issues. She had some stressful issues. She was having some sort of a nervous breakdown. And then on top of that, I think also that just in general, she just was not well. And at that moment, I could make her, and I did make her laugh. And I hope that wherever she is, and I hope that if I ever get to see her again, that I'll get to hug her and tell her that I've thought of her since the day I met her yesterday. Karla with a K. Unforgettable. She is unforgettable. And for all of you out there that have a Karla with a K in your life, or if you've ever been Karla with a K, I hope that you remember that when things do come crumbling down around you, because they do sometimes, that you remember that there is a friend in you and in Jesus and in God and in whatever faith that you have. You've got to have faith in something, okay? And I'm not saying that you have to believe in any particular religion, because I haven't practiced my faith in years, but I still keep a relationship with God, you know, lesbian or not. I have the right to keep a relationship with Him, and it's nobody's business what my relationship with Him is. So, I hope you enjoyed today's story, and it was about humanity. And when you see someone in distress, whether it's someone who needs a lift, or actually not a lift, I take that back, no hitchhikers. If you need someone who needs a lift in spirits, if you see someone that's in need of a smile, of a hug, of a friend for that moment, you know, just asking someone how they're doing, you know, like I said, you know, our destiny isn't always what we're gonna do in the long run. Our destiny is what we can do today. What have you done today to touch someone's heart? What have you done today to make someone smile? What have you done for yourself? I want to send you off with today's message. And that is to remember that there are hundreds of Karlas with a K out there that really need you, me, and everyone in that community to remind those people that there is a God, that there is something out there greater than us, bigger than us, and stronger than us. Because alone we can't do anything. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for catching tonight's webisode. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, I can't change the entire world, but together with you, we can change all of the little pieces that matter. For all of you that have a Karla with a K in their lives, or if you are a Karla with a K, I send my heartfelt prayer to you, and that you find your friendship with something bigger and greater than you, and that is the one who created you. Have a wonderful night, folks. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.